So for subtracting integers, you can't use that same sign, add and keep song that we had for adding integers. It's a little bit different. So what this means is negative 14 minus 21. So if you thought about it as a penalty, you're penalizing the positive team. So if you're already at the negative 14, you're going to go further into the negatives. So one of the things that students have come up with is add a line, change the sign, keep, change. But really what you're doing, instead of subtracting, it's the same as adding its opposite. So I'm going to do negative 14, add, the opposite of positive 21 is negative 21. Oh, now I'm back to same sign, add and keep, different sign, subtract. So it's going to be negative 14 plus negative 21. So again, if you didn't want to do that with mental math and you were afraid of making a mistake, you could go ahead and write that down. But again, it's going to be negative 35. And again, I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing here. I'm going to do add a line, change the sign, keep, change. Whichever one works for you, just make sure you keep that one and stick with it. So negative 56. I'm going to add the opposite. So the opposite of a negative 32 is positive 32. Oh, I'm back to adding, so I can use the same sign, add and keep, different sign, subtract. These are different signs, so I'm going to subtract. So it's going to, and then take the sign of the higher number, the one that's furthest away from 0, and it's going to be negative 24. Now, for this next one, whenever you see expressions like that, kind of one of your goal is to get rid of these subtraction signs, because that way we can use the scoreboard method, and especially when there's more than two numbers to add or subtract. So I'm going to go ahead and do the add the opposite, or add a line, change the sign, or keep, change. Again, whichever one works for you. So add a line, change the sign here. This is going to, it's a positive 2, so I change it to a negative 2. And then I keep this, add a line, and I'm going to change this to an opposite of positive 12 is negative 12. A lot of students like to think that this negative or this subtraction sign goes with the number that it follows. So this, it just really depends on how you look at it. So then plus 6 plus negative 9. So I have all addition here, so I can use my scoreboard. So the positive team gets 8, negative team gets 2, they get another 12, 6, and 9. And I have to add these up. 8 plus 6 is 14. And then if I say 14 plus 9, that's going to be 23. And then now I can see that the negative team won the game. So my final answer is going to be negative. And then I subtract 23 minus 14. And again, you could add up. 4 plus 6 gives you 20. 14 plus 6 gives you 20, and then add the other 3. So 6 plus 3 is 9. But I'm going to go ahead and just show the subtraction over here. So it's going to be negative 9.